Hi everyone, and welcome to week 4 of the SRA and mind control classes. So in today's class, I want to talk about mindset and empowerment. So it is important to start empowering ourselves against these people. You might have noticed if you've been following me for a while, I do kind of like to try and bring this down into a more manageable sort of thing to manage. So I kind of focus on the narcissist aspect. So with the empowerment thing here, a good thing to do is start learning more about narcissists and also empaths and sensitive people and how we kind of react and to the narcissist situation and, you know, what that involves. So knowledge is power. So I would say the more you can research these things, the better. And it will start kind of flipping this aspect round where the narcissist holds all the power and we're weak. That is really not the case, especially with mind control and things. They need to use mind control to keep us in a weakened state. They also use like techniques to keep us feeling down, to keep us feeling disempowered. You might find that you've never been able to have a proper education and find a good job and things like that. When you do, it's quickly sabotaged. And you're either working for what the handler wants you to do, or you're simply stuck at home with a narcissistic husband and you're just not able to live the life that you want to live. So this is where empowerment's important. They wouldn't do these things if there wasn't power within us, if we weren't here for a reason, if the things we know wouldn't expose them for who they are. So it's important to kind of flip it round, really, and you'll start seeing how actually weak these people are, because they are weak. I mean, we don't need to go around using mind control on people to get ahead or to keep someone down or to stop them talking. If they really thought that what they were doing was normal and right, then we wouldn't be getting locked down, we wouldn't be silenced, and their biggest fear wouldn't be exposure. They'd be exposing it themselves, and all this would be public. So it's important to understand it from that aspect. That's what's going to really empower you and start making you feel like that stronger person, start making you feel like you can start taking steps to start changing your life, which we all can do. We do have to lay low, obviously. You'll know in other classes and other videos that I've spoke about, we do need to be careful with who we interact with, careful who we share our address with, and that sort of thing. But that's also empowerment too. It's learning how to protect ourselves. And that's what all this is about, really. And a lot of the things that you come across or things I talk about can be quite triggering. But it's important to understand these concepts, because that's what's going to help you get ahead and kind of bring you out of your shell and start living the life you want, which we all can do. It might be different from what normal people live, but it's still a life that we can have. We don't need to live in abuse. We don't need to carry on feeling like we're worthless and treated like we're just nothing, because we're not nothing. That's really not true. So I do suggest, as I say, start reading up on narcissists. It will give you a better background of who these people are. Now, obviously, with the narcissist aspect, we're moving into the realm here of psychopaths when we're dealing with the likes of SRA and mind control. But narcissists will at least give you that basic understanding of that. And then from there that obviously a sociopath and a psychopath is the steps above that. But ultimately, they have the same kind of traits as a narcissist does. So with the sociopath, they're more likely to lie, compulsive lie, keep that poker face when they're doing it. They can be quite sadistic, and then you move up to the psychopath and you've got them they can be like murderous, and well, you know, the extent that goes to. Domestic violence would fall under the category of a psychopath due to the extent of what we endure during those situations. So mindset is another one. So we have talked about this in previous classes about changing the negative to the positive, and to stop beating ourselves up, to stop kind of telling ourselves that we're bad or we must deserve the abuse and things like that. That's what the abuser wants. They want us to feel like that. And it's important to acknowledge our inner child and also us now as a person, and stop carrying on that abuse that's been inflicted, because then we're just abusing ourselves then in that case. So it's important to turn that around as well. And this will start making you stronger the more you go along. The more you read on it, the more you understand, the more you kind of flip those negative statements in your head, the more you'll start breaking those programs as well and start integrating those alters. And that's ultimately what we want to do, is integrate them back in. So I kind of lost my train of thought there, what I was going to say. So I hope that kind of makes sense. If you need to learn more about that, if you want to talk to me about that, ask any questions, please do so. I will leave it there for that video. That's kind of your homework for this week, is to go and read up more on narcissists and also empaths. Realise as well, in a narcissistic situation, when you weren't always sure about the SRA, but you know you're in a narcissistic relationship, we get accused of being abusive. This is what is actually known as reactive abuse, and it's not abuse. I don't really like that title for it, really, because we're not abusing, we're simply trying to stand up for ourselves. But in the medical jargon world, they like to call it reactive abuse. Well, that's not actually a bad thing. You know, when someone's coming at you and you're just defending yourself, that's not abusive. So you need to understand that as well. I came out of my marriage thinking that I was the one that was abusive. And it was only when I started learning about narcissists that I realized that actually what I was doing was just trying to stand up for myself, defend myself. I wasn't being abusive. I wasn't doing it intentionally. I wasn't starting these arguments. But they kind of flip it around and make us think that we're the bad person. And it's the same with SRA as well. When you don't conform and comply to it, or you start trying to speak out to people and things, they make you feel like you're in the wrong, that you're the bad person, that you should be carrying the guilt and the shame and the blame. And that's not for us to carry, that's for them to carry. So the more you kind of learn how these people work, the more it's going to start turning your mindset around and kind of empower you. And that's what we want to do ultimately. That is my goal as an empowerment coach and a healer. And, you know, that's what I like to kind of enforce really on society that have gone through any form of abuse, because it's really important to understand that and to come from that mindset. And that makes you so much stronger to deal with these. That makes it so much easier to deal with these things and kind of understand. I didn't get a drink. So yeah, that will really help you moving forward. So as I say, we'll leave it there for this one. Any questions, let me know. You can always hop into the DMs, or you can contact me on YouTube. There is an email address in the description below. Please feel free to join the free group on Facebook, where there's more resources in there on SRA and mind control, and also protective measures that you can use too in a spiritual aspect, because it is a spiritual abuse that we go through. So it's important to understand that aspect too, so then we can kind of tackle it from that point of view to clear our energies, use protection methods and things like that. So the links for everything, if you're on YouTube, the links for everything are below. If you're watching this on Facebook, then you can get in touch with me directly or comment on the links. I hope everyone is doing well and you're kind of getting something out of these classes. Remember, these are self-help classes, so you will need to adapt everything to kind of how that's going to work for you. And if you would like any more detailed help with that, you can get in touch and book some sessions in with me. They are on special all this month because we have our 6-year business anniversary. So all my sessions are £33 for the remainder of August. And you can book those in advance for that price as well. So if you book now and say, you book a load and we're going into sort of September, October, they'll still be at that price if you book now at this month. So, that would be probably beneficial for a lot of people to do. So I hope that kind of makes sense. I will leave it there for this video, and I will see you all soon. Enjoy your day.